Guys, what's going on? Legion Nudie here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind episode 111. So what we're going to be working on today, which I think I discussed in our latest episode, if you missed it, basically we're going to be working on cooking today. And I obviously got to grab a cooking potion. I'm not sure if I have any. I think I should. But ultimately, we are going to be working on cooking as we've got quite a bit of meat from killing all the sheep and ram. So I really want to take some time to start to go through this, as obviously we want to keep our chests a little bit organized. And obviously, I want to take a little bit of a break from different things, but ultimately, this isn't going to take that long. So we are going to find ourselves rather fast getting back to killing more sheep and ram. So I didn't want to get things too crazy right here. So we are going to go back out now. Um, that's pretty much going to be the plan. So let's go ahead. I don't really want to waste the blurite bar, considering it takes a little bit of time to get more. So let's actually go see if it's ready to get more right now. And I'm not entirely sure if it will be, but I think it's worth a look. Just because we want to sort of stock up on this. Because basically, I'm very certain when Felhalo comes to the game, since this is the most powerful, basically, crossbow and bolts that you're going to be using at that time. So I think it's really going to benefit you to sort of save your blurite ammo, though, for that. So what we use right now is actually going to be iron bolts. And the reason for this is it is a little bit difficult since there's only one. See, and it hasn't even responded. It looks like there's one still in the node, but I don't think it will respond unless I get that. So I probably should do that while I'm here. But basically, we don't want to use the best bolts for now. We want to save those for when Fedhalo comes to the game. You could do it however you like. Obviously, different people are going to do it different ways. You don't really need the extra damage right now. I think it really just makes sense to save them, especially if they're enchanted for the high level creatures that are going to be coming to the game. You're going to want to have that extra firepower. You could even kill these Vault Warriors if you wanted to while you're in here, as you could get Vault Shards, which I'm pretty sure, since they're going to be having more Vaults added to the game, those are just going to be something that's always needed, basically, when playing the game. So it wouldn't be a bad thing to do that. I could also pick up the Dwell Berries while I'm out here, so it would be a little bit more cooking XP when I do work on cooking. I guess I'm just sort of got lazy. But I think that would be a really good thing to actually pick up the Dwell Berries, especially if you don't have quite as much cooking XP as I do. I think it would greatly help you. There's so many resources out there, and the only reason I'm going to come out is because basically all those sheep and ram have spawned in. But we're basically going to be running around. We're still cooking that stuff at our base, which we will be picking up, but I don't really think that we need to do it at this very moment. But we're obviously going to make sure we got another cooking potion active before we do that. We're going to try our best to remember anyway. It's easy to forget things like that, and that will cost you XP. But ultimately, it's just going to be the same thing that we're pretty much always doing out here, and that's hunting sheep and ram, getting more resources. We really don't need these particular resources anymore, but I do like to stockpile incredibly large amounts of things like this for absolutely no reason other than the fact it's really cool to basically see them all inside chests, and just this incredible amount of work that's went into stockpiling them. So let's go back here and see if potentially there might actually be a little bit more sheep and ram, and there are. But yeah, so I mean, I do look at it like I probably should be collecting the dwell berries, just because it's XP that seems to be sort of wasted. But I know what starts to happen, and basically I get a little bit carried away, and then I get my focus shifted, and instead of focusing just on killing sheep and ram, I start running around collecting dwell berries like some sort of maniac, and I don't really want that to happen. I've seen it happen before to me, and it's tough, even seeing flax. So I'm grateful that I'm sort of breaking certain habits that I've had in the past that basically can become overwhelming because I can't basically walk away from them. And so I don't really quite need to collect flax like I used to, so that's a good thing. I'm just going to sort of run around and pick up all these resources because I'm not quite entirely sure when I might actually be coming over here to kill sheep and ram in this particular areas. So I think it sort of makes sense to grab them. But now my inventory is full, and we do this quite often, which is now we're just going to be killing these creatures and let everything fall on the ground, and we can pick it up at a later time. Hopefully they don't ever change that about the game. I actually quite like that, how you can kill things and just sort of leave things on the ground, and then pick them up whenever you see fit. Let's see if I can get this one. I missed it just by a little bit. Got him. So that's why I like the crossbow so much. Basically, you're able to do things and kill things from such lengths with just great accuracy. And if you're using the bow, it's a lot different. It's terrible. So obviously the bow was my favorite, and then I sort of switched because ultimately I didn't realize how OP the crossbow is going to be. I might not even say OP. I just prefer the method, but quite a bit of sheep and ram out here to still kill. And we also have not done an XP update this video, but at the same time, we are going to be doing one at the end of the video, which is something we normally do. But other than cooking and range, I really don't think we're going to have got much XP in anything else. Maybe mining, but that's not even significant because we only got one blurite ore. I'm not sure if because the blurite ore had the one stone or rock in there, if it will respawn anytime soon because I only took one. But hopefully that's not the case. It just sort of happened that way, but obviously I've got to keep collecting that just for the primary reason that when Valhalla comes to the game, we're going to want to be able to use the best ammo for the best chance of us basically surviving these new creatures that are going to be coming to the game, which I think are going to pose a very significant threat, especially like the monsters and things like that. So let's see. We've got this archer now. We've got a fight, and he's just running around for no apparent reason. I don't know why he decided to run up there. Now he totally changed his mind. If he could just make up his mind, that would make my life a lot easier. I think he's sort of glitched. He's really irritating me right now. But we got him finally, so we don't have to deal with his nonsense anymore. So let's go ahead and keep killing sheep and ram. I don't know why this is so therapeutic for me. It's very just relaxing, very much so. So let's go ahead and kill some more. But basically, we already have level 50 range. It's not something we really need to focus on too much. And honestly, I believe range is going to be the thing that just takes me over. So I don't really know when I'm going to be focusing on magic or potentially attack again. And I think a large part of it is just because it's just enjoyable. I can do things I can't do with range. Yes, that I can't do with magic. And you've got this guy here. It's just so much more flexible when you're actually leveling up range compared to. Oh, I got poisoned. I thought I blocked it in time. So we're probably going to die here, but that's okay. We're still going to get a little bit of XP before we die and try to get as close as we can to the lodestone, and we're dead. Not really a problem, as I stated before. So we're probably going to go back, maybe pick up a little bit more stuff off the ground, and then we are going to come back and pick up all the stuff that we've cooked because there's quite a bit. Really not a big deal that we died, but wasn't expecting that sort of a sneak attack. So let's go ahead and go back to our base, sort of put everything away. That's the interesting thing, is that we're going to be doing things so many times. We're just going to get so many resources, and it just starts to sort of pile up quite a lot. We've got arrows too, which is not really a big deal because weight becomes a factor before item slots. So let's go ahead and just sort of. I also noticed I haven't really had a warband attack my base in quite some time, and now that I've said it, it's probably going to happen. I don't really want it to happen right now, but we're going to pick up all this food really quick. Should be quite a bit. So we got 2940 for XP, but then we got a little bit before. So that's actually quite a bit of cooking XP. And I just want to put all my food away as I really try to stay a little bit organized the best that I can, even though that's something that I have a tremendous amount of difficulty doing. So I think it's tricky. I might start to collect the dwellberries. I mean, you're just going to have a lot more running around. But the reason I would want to is because ultimately I feel like that's going to give me the most cooking XP and a variety of different things that I can cook. And obviously, I'm already level 50 cooking, but we're stacking up XP. Just so that way when Fedado comes to the game, it can all just put me closer to my mission, ultimately, of max. So really excited for Felhalo, and obviously it's like 2 months away, but then again, not necessarily because we don't know what part of December they're actually going to be releasing Felhalo into the game. So that's really just going to determine on when they decide to do that. I'm not quite sure what part of December they're going to do that. Look at all these things on the ground that I've left. So much, but I actually really like it a lot. It's really cool. Oh my gosh, that could have went so badly if he got that hit off. We got to get out of here right now. I mean, we could probably kill him, but now there's a berserker there with him, and then we've got a ram attacking us, which, let's be real, the ram is not the threat at all. Oh, and now we're poisoned, so we're probably going to die again. We can make it back to our base, but the likelihood... No, we did. Yes. So that's an interesting thing where we don't really like to hunt out here in the dark, but it's not nighttime. It just seems to be that there's a lot of high level things sort of roaming around with me, so that's just unlucky because I really don't die all that much anymore. It's just it does happen, and in this particular episode it happened twice, and sometimes it's unavoidable, sometimes you can avoid it. It's really not that big of a deal. So I guess we're gonna start picking these dwarberries, even though it's a little bit ridiculous. Even this is a little bit enjoyable, but at the same time, I kind of just like the whole thing of running around, killing sheep and ram, and not having to do a whole lot, just sort of getting results. But look at all these creatures out here. I love it. That's what makes it so great. You can just kill them in large quantities and get good XP. I mean, it's not great, but you add it all together. And I feel like this is the most abundant creature, especially if you've got lodestones placed. You can sort of run around and really get good XP in large amounts because there's so many. And they spawn in so good. So you just jump all around this area and you're going to find yourself quite a bit of sheep and ram to kill. And it's quite nice. I missed that shot. Let's see if I can get him before we go back to our base and then do an XP update. I'm missing again. I think if I just put it high enough, I can get him a little bit higher. No, and now he's on the run, so it's going to be even more difficult. So anyway, let's go back to our base. This is probably going to be more of a shorter episode. I'm not sure we are as in regards to time, but let's go ahead and put this stuff in here. But just so many resources. I love collecting resources. It's really exciting. So let's go ahead and fix our bow really quick. Not going to take that long, or a crossbow rather, and let's do that. And it's repaired, and then we are going to put the bars back, and we've got, let's see, okay, so ultimately we will be sort of, I guess we could do this really quick. We've got so much. We've got to really try to be a little bit more careful because it's getting out of control. Let's see. I think I put more in here last time. It's just important to do this rather than to not, because what's going to happen is you're going to need to make a bunch more chests because you didn't put things where they need to go. And then it's going to get really overwhelming. And I've been there so many times and I don't really want to get back there again. Sometimes it's a lot worse than others. It's so crazy how many chests I've got and how much stuff's in there. But anyway, let's go ahead and do this. So let's go ahead and do an XP update. Hopefully a warband doesn't attack us while we're doing this. So we've got 316,000 attack XP, 47,000 ranged XP, woodcutting 1,001,000, construction 2,013,000, rune crafting 908,000, so close to a million, magic 122,000, mining 4,204,000, artisan 4,122,000, and cooking 354,586. So definitely moving closer to our goal with a million XP with cooking. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen before Felhalo comes to the game, which is fine. But obviously, we're going to be back again tomorrow with more RuneScape Dragonwilds. So we appreciate you guys watching our content, and until next time, Legion Loot out.